All right. Well, here goes. I've not streamed on Twitch for some time. So right now I'm just seeing if I can even see the stream, right? Oh yeah. Interesting. All right. Well, I just wanted to make sure. All right. Well, that my shit was going. Yeah. Go ahead and close the little window. Just looking at my chat here. How's it going, y'all? Are none of y'all or future you all potentially on YouTube if I post this video afterwards, which I most likely will. Jellord here of Jellord Games. I got my tiny gaming channel on over on YouTube. I think I have like 80 followers now, but I've just been kind of jumping around different formats and styles, just whatever I'm feeling like doing, really. Mostly I've been kind of playing Sega. If you check out my YouTube channel, I've got a few smaller short videos about opinions. My most popular videos are probably the repair videos that I run and other utility style videos, really. But yeah, that's mostly what I do for the most part. Is like I do repair work for video game tech, I guess modern and retro. Most I like to work on retro mostly. But I do enjoy working on anything, like probably the most recent up-to-date device I've fixed was like a PS5 controller, which I think is pretty cool. Here, let me do this. It's just me talking. Uh, I can do that. There we go. Yeah, so the most up-to-date probably thing that I've repaired is a PS5 controller. Uh, yeah, and like, Vitas, PSPs, DSs, 3DSs. 3DSs are real hard to work on. But I've been there, I've done that. I like it. It's good. Um, what else can I say about it? Yeah, I guess that's really it as far as throwing down a little intro here. Besides that, really, I've just there we go. Fix that a little bit. Hey, that's what you got to do, right? Um, really, yeah, I just work full time, and on my free time, as you can see, I've got like this game collection that I've been building up over the years behind me. I actually just recently got this sick Kingsfield wall scroll that I randomly saw. It was like one of the last ones they had, so I was pretty pumped about that. Didn't think even something like that could be bought new nowadays, but who knew the fan base was so rabid? Uh, yeah, lately I've been playing a lot of Dreamcast. I've been playing. I got my hands on a copy of Skies of Arcadia, which is a game that I haven't had the pleasure of playing through really yet. I kind of skipped it back in the day because I don't know. Part of me, I thought it was kind of generic, and I guess I thought the magic system was generic. Something about it. I was coming hot off the heels of Grandia 2 on the Dreamcast, which I think is arguably like one of the best RPGs on the console, probably. But for whatever reason, Skies of Arcadia didn't stick out to me. But over the years, I kind of grew more interested in it because obviously because of the pirate ship action flying around and shit. Excuse me, is pretty cool in the game. Of course, a lot of people complain about the game because it suffers from a lot of or a high encounter rate, right? But a lot of those older games had that kind of shit going on. And me personally, I really don't mind it because when I'm just like chilling, I'm not in a rush. Plus, flying around, exploring, looking for the uh, landmarks, I guess, points of interest, whatever you call them. Um, I have a lot of fun doing that. So I've been enjoying Skies of Arcadia. And I've also been going back playing some Sonic Adventure and stuff, but mostly I've been doing it because I've gone back to play like a lot of the VMU games, and I have been playing the Skies of Arcadia game, Pinta's Quest. And yeah, the game's a lot of fun. It's really clever how essentially you can play this game where you can grind for cash and items that are exclusive, some of the items exclusive to this game, right? Um, like here's one of the games, the Headwind. I gotta like tap the buttons in succession quickly to get the little bar to fill up. I don't know how well you can see it there, but there we go. I got 20 experience and money. So yeah, like as you play the game, you get here we go, line it up nice. You get experience and money. So right now the experience goes towards your little guy Pinta, which it increases his attack power, his defense power, and his HP, which allows him to like deal with these mini games better. You get items that are graded A, B, C. A is the best. Those are sometimes they end up being like accessories and stuff like that, which is pretty cool. Or a lot of the times it'll be like items that damage enemies in combat. And like they really fucking hurt the enemies. So it's kind of cheese getting in there and crushing enemies with all these items if you play Pinta's Quest a lot. But besides that, you also get the cash, which translates just to straight money in the game. And it's cool because I mean I'll be on my way to work or whatever. There's also like a map that shows an approximation of the world map in the game, and each area has kind of a rating for how good the items end up being, or I should say like how good the mini games are. It's based on the mini games. Man, I like cut my cuticle somehow. I just noticed in the camera. Don't know how that happened, but yeah, the items. There's some exclusive stock to the mini game. It's fun. I mean, it'd be cool if newer games had some way of doing that, but I mean, really not. I think companies underestimate like the kind of bullshit they could probably sell customers this day and age, because a lot of the younger audiences they like older gimmicky crap, right? I've noticed at least. And I don't know. I don't know why they ever stopped giving us posters and stuff like that. It's like a lot of third parties taking over that sort of shit for game companies as far as giving us little knickknacks and stuff, which I think there's very much still an audience for that sort of thing. And I think there'd be an audience for stupid toys like this that let you do things outside of the game and bring it back into the game. It wouldn't be that hard to do anymore like, at this point with like how cheap Bluetooth technology is and shit. They used to make the little Pokemon Go devices, and even before that, the Pokemon, I forget what it was. I think it was a wristband that you wore, Game Boy, like you walk your Pokemon, some crap like that. Can't remember exactly because I only played Pokemon Blue back in the day. I wasn't a huge fan of Pokemon. Like I wasn't crazy about it. I see the appeal though. I was a bigger fan of Ni no Kuni. That was like one of the games that for me was monster collecting. But yeah. Anyway, I'm just gonna hop around and go over a couple little random shits in video game news that popped up this week. So speaking of Pokemon, the Pokemon Company is putting out this new game, and it's called Beast of Reincarnation. And I was just going to play some little parts of this trailer here, where the guys are basically talking about it. We'll see what's up. I haven't watched it really fully, just tidbits of it. A little bit of interference there. Sorry about that. Oops. You know what? I'm stupid. Here we go. Sorry about that. I'll start it over. There we go. Game Freaks is the company. So they were the ones behind Pokemon. Kind of get a look at what their next project is here right now, especially considering the recent Pokemon games have been pretty lackluster. I mean, they gotta have they have the money, man.
ゲームフリーク独自の取り組み、ギアプロジェクトから生まれた新しい挑戦です。これまでもポケットモンスターシリーズのほか、ソリティバ、ギガレッカーなどさまざまなオリジナルゲームタイトルを世に送り出し、常に新しいアイデアや世界観の構築に挑戦しています。
Constantly challenging them. So, dude, you've been farting out the same game for the last 13 years, or maybe longer. What the fuck are you talking about? We're constantly challenging ourselves by adding features that have been standard in the industry, like 10 years behind the times. It's like Pokemon lets you jump. Holy shit. They acted like every standard feature from other games being added to Pokemon was some crazy amazing shit. Okay, cool. The music's pretty cool. I'm gonna be real, I'm like, and hate me if you will, I don't give a shit, but like, I'm pretty sick of all the female protagonists. Like, I could really use a break on the female protagonists. But she doesn't, I don't know, she doesn't seem like a typical girl boss, so there might be hope. I like her design. It's pretty cool. It's kind of understated. It does. The whole game does give me like a kind of a Nier Automata vibe, especially with the long post-apocalyptic kind of vibe. You know, like everything's overgrown.
長年ゲームフリークではポケットモンスターシリーズを通じて生き物やパートナーを描いてまいりました。
I do like the. I'd be interested to see how they handle the companion mechanics. Like a lot of games don't really do well when you're controlling more than one character. Like Final Fantasy 16, great example. You didn't even like it was. I felt it was very lacking. Would have been nice if what's his name, Fenrir, whatever the fuck. I can't remember his name. Would have been nice if he was actually like an actual character instead of them just like kind of letting you equip a couple things on him and have little to no real actual control over him. Some of these little features are pretty cool. What she was doing with the roots there, that was pretty sick. This is some weird bullshit, right? This is like Avatar shit. I like the whole rose theme. This whole like kind of weird flower theme is pretty cool. Combat looking a lot like Dark Souls. Or Sekiro even. Okay, they're not showing the UI, so it's not really clear. Okay, but the telegraphs are interesting. But with the UI not being there, it'll be hard to know how they're going to handle you having a companion. I think it's best when they just have specific buttons that are just making your companion do things. That's how they should have you do it. I don't think like a command system. I don't think that and using the lock-on and using specific buttons assigned to do things for your partner, I think is the way to go. And don't try to have the right analog stick move your partner around. I think one of the Resident Evils did that. That wasn't the way to do it. I think what it should be is they should be like a drone. And you should assign it and be able to like sick them to do certain things. That's always been the best way in my experience in games when you had a companion. Or, you know, handle it like the way they've done in some Metroidvanias lately. Like, a good example is Ender Lilies, you know. All of your moves are like a character that you level up and equip, you know, and it's a companion. Essentially, think of it like that, you know. Even, dude, if they would have just evolved the Valkyrie profile combat system, imagine running around as an actual full party of characters and each button was a different command, and maybe holding the trigger would be like a shift to give a whole different set of commands to your characters, and like comboing your whole party to do combat. I mean, that combat system was what made those first two games so good, and then they fucked it up in the latest Valkyrie profile, Elysium, whatever the fuck it was called. I bought it just to support the series, hoping one day they might make a return to form, but I'll be real, don't really give a shit about the story. I might care if once I'm playing the game, but I'd be more interested to see how this companion system works with this doggo. Yeah, I don't give a shit about the story. I'll care about the story like once I'm actually hooked to what looks like the gameplay. So like, I'm tempted to even skip this. I don't give a shit. Yeah, don't care. Here we go. Nushi are the enemy. Word. That's these plant-like beasts. They look like, they remind me of like one of many magic cards. Blight, okay. That's kind of, what's that reminding us? What was it a blight in? Was that in Forspoken? I believe they called it the blight. I could be mistaken though. Yeah, sorry if this stream is chugging at all. It's my first time doing this, so... Faction.
過酷な世界を生き残るため、かつての人間が魂を機械の体に転送した姿です。2000年の間に凄まじい戦闘技術を身につけましたが、
What? These fucking golems are humans that have been alive for 2,000 years and you're just murdering them? They basically look like they're made out of trash too. Like, I guess if they're hostile. Brad. What is with these names? Like, you're Japanese. Like, Emma, Brad, Kunai. What? She has a horse and you have a wolf, I guess. This guy. Lord. Okay, here we go. That's pretty cool. But I don't know, I think like...
例えばある開花技を使うとエマは彼岸花の大輪を咲かせその大輪に跳躍して兜割りを行うことができますまた別の開花技を使えば
So it's kind of turn-based a little bit. That's pretty cool. I think maybe some of these ideas are the way they're eventually going to bridge turn-based and action combat, because this is a little bit like Final Fantasy VII Remake, right?
エマとクーの連携は研ぎ澄まされていきます互いに補い合う関係で2人は常につながっているんですエマとクーにはそれぞれスキルツリーがありエマが行動すればクーに影響を与えクーが行動すればエマに影響が与えられるようにしましたまたエマとクーの親密度が上昇するにつれて装備できるスキルも多くなります様々なスキルを組み合わせることで独自のプレイスタイルを作っていくことができるんですさらにエマとクーを結びつける霊秘石やエマが受け流しを行った際に発動する刀の効果を重ねていくことなどでより奥深い戦闘ができるようになっています遠距離だけで戦う人もいればステルスだけで戦う人もいますし常にエマで戦闘を仕掛ける人もいればクーを先行させて戦わせる人もいますエマとクーでどのような装備でどのような霊秘石と組み合わせて戦うのかプレイヤーの皆さん次第です皆さんがどんな意外な組み合わせを生み出すのか今からとても楽しみです
はるか昔に 汚れに追い尽くされた美しくも過酷な新たな世界。企画構想から6年間、私たちはこの世界に数えきれない秘密や奥深い魅力を散りばめることに全力を注いできました。
Yeah, this looks pretty cool. Like, I feel like it's one of the better looking games right now that's coming out, so I'm gonna keep an eye out for it.
本作は今年の夏、Xbox、PC、そしてプレイステーションでリリースされます。さらにビースト・オブ・リンカネーションは発売初日から Xbox ゲームパスでプレイ可能です。
Right on.
ぜひ
I don't have Xbox, so
ください。ゲームフリークが挑む渾身の新作、どうぞご期待ください。
Oh shit, I left my coffee. Sorry, dudes. Nobody that's watching. Gotta grab my coffee. Alright, fuck. There we go. Coffee. Got my coffee. I'm doing alright. Holy shit. Okay, so yeah, Beast of Reincarnation. Pretty interesting shit, I guess. I don't know. I think that it's worth keeping an eye out for. It definitely reminds me of Horizon Forbidden West, both in just the theme, the way it looks, just about everything about it. I guess the thing that makes it stand out is you got your doggo companion. That's cool, I suppose. But I don't know. I'm not gonna get my hopes up. I'm just gonna I'm gonna be hopeful. Keep an eye out for that one. So that was the one bit of interesting information I wanted to impart in terms of news. Another thing I'd like to show. So, Electronic Arts, video game company. It's funny that they say the Sims and Madden, and it's those are the games you're gonna fucking talk about. Look at their fucking lineup, dude. Okay. Now I'll admit, I think my favorite ones, the only ones I give a shit about are Burnout, Dead Space, Command and Conquer, the first Mass Effect. I kind of like Populous back in the day for the PS1. SimCity. Basically the first one. Fuck the Sims. Wing Commander's cool. Ultima. A lot of people like Titanfall. I mean, a lot of people liked a lot of these games. I'm just naming the ones I cared about. I gotta check out Populous DS. I didn't even realize I came out for it. Plants vs. Zombie, the original was good. That one that they just dropped recently was just a shameless fucking cash grab. It did nothing to it, practically. Yeah, Burnout, Command and Conquer, Dead Space. Those were kind of the big ones for me on them. And if it even counts the first Mass Effect, I really think it all went to shit after that. SimCity, Plants vs. Zombies, and I like the Ultima games. Yeah, but anyway, news is they're being acquired for $55 billion. Interesting. And here's the weird thing. Okay, I'll just read this real quick. The video game company Electronic Arts, known as the maker of The Sims and Madden NFL, which are just fucking two stupid franchises to point out, because nobody gives a shit about The Sims anymore. Nobody talks about Madden, really. I don't ever hear anything about it. Nobody gives a shit anyway. It's being acquired in a $55 billion deal. The California-based company said Monday that it had entered into a definitive agreement to be acquired by a consortium of companies that includes Saudi Arabia's sovereign wealth fund, PIF, private equity firm Silver Lake, and Miami-based investment firm Affinity Partners, which is led by President Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner. If finalized, the deal would be the most expensive acquisition of public company to be taken private in history, surpassing $32 billion paid to Texas Utility in 2007 to go private. The transaction positions EA to accelerate innovation and grow to build the future of entertainment, the company said in a statement. As part of the agreement, which is expected to close in the first quarter of the fiscal year of 2027, stockholders will receive $210 per share in cash. Andrew Wilson, who has served as the EA CEO since 2013, will continue to lead the company once the transaction is completed, EA said. Let's see. Electronic Arts, which is headquartered in Redwood City, California, oversees the suit of popular video games, including Battlefield, Apex Legends, EA Sports, College Football, and Need for Speed, among others. I guess maybe Apex and Battlefield, but there's other titles, man. Company posting a net revenue of $7.5 billion in 2025. I don't believe that. The company was founded by former Apple employee Trip Hawkins in 1982. If the transaction closes as anticipated, it will end EA's 36-year history as a publicly traded company. It'll be one of the biggest game industry deals to date. Largest there was when Microsoft bought Activision Blizzard for $69 billion. All right. Well, I suppose. I don't know. I don't really give a shit. It just might make EA like less woke. We might get some decent games out of them for a change. That's probably the only difference, I would assume. Let's see. Major video game union comes out against EA Saudi buyout. What's the union called? Oh, let me see. The Communication Workers of America's United Video Games Union has approached U.S. Federal Trade Commission to share its opposition to the deal. Okay, they're big mad. That's about it. Let's see. They scrutinize the deal and ensure that any path forward protects jobs, preserves creative freedom. Right. In a different political landscape, that might have been more effective. But given the fact that Kushner is President Donald Trump's son-in-law, it's unlikely the government will take any action to stop the deal. Senators Richmond Blumenthal and Elizabeth Warren have both voiced their concerns about foreign influence on EA if the deal goes through. However, neither senator has any say into whether the deal would advance. The call will come down to the FTC and his largely Trump-appointed board. Yeah. This is great. Because of the concern about Saudi Arabia's poor human rights records, the creative team behind the Sims franchise recently issued a statement saying that their collective values of inclusion haven't changed. That said, the final approval will likely leave Saudi Arabia in total control of the company. EA has promised that it will retain creative control of the company after the sale, but unless that's guaranteed in the sale contract between EA and the new owners, that may not be the case upon completion of the deal. In other words, they're probably going to remove all the DEI programs from the company, if we're lucky, and then move forward trying to make these franchises good again. With any luck, maybe we'll get another SimCity or Command and Conquer. That would make me happy. I don't give a shit about all the rest of the games. In fact, I don't really give a shit if we get anything else from them ever again. I'm happy. Most of the games that I like from them are like the first in the franchise of said franchise, and like SimCity and Mass Effect. So I don't really give a shit. They should just let EA go under, or they should cut it up into different organizations based on the games, like who works on what. Who gives a shit? Fuck them. Get them out of here. I'm not going to buy any of their crap anyway. Saudi Arabia owned or not? All right. That's all I got for that stupid ass article. They're not going to stop shit, and EA is going to get sold. Moving on. We're not okay shipping it, says Hyperkin. Explains why its handheld Sega Genesis, the Mega 95, has been delayed. But for me, the fact that it even exists was news. when I saw this article, so I was pretty pumped about it. I don't know about this picture here. It's like, what's up with the screen? I feel like they shouldn't have picked a picture where the screen looks like it's like fucking broken, right? Like, I know it's not broken because I can see the sheen of whatever light source, but dude, what is being displayed on the screen? It looks like broken glass. Anyway, Hyperkin revealed the Mega 95 handheld back in 2024, and it predictably got Sega fans very excited. Yeah, no shit. 5-inch IPS, that's cool. I've got 2 Sega Nomads, so it's debate whether I should just buy 2 new screens for them. One of them, the screen is fine, but I know I could get a better screen for like $50. The other one, I need a new screen for, but essentially it's the same thing as this. The only thing is like it looks like this thing's got an internal battery, it charges. I'll probably pick it up. Let's see here. They're seeing artifacts and occasional tearing, and then okay, shipping it that way. Good on them. Good on them. I'll probably buy one because it seems like they kind of give a shit. I don't know. Everybody hates on Hyperkin, but I've had a good experience with the 3 products I've bought from them. One of them required a little bit of modification. If you check out my YouTube channel, you can look at a little mod I did on the Retron 1, the Hyperkin Retron 1, so that it worked with all Nintendo games. Sorry, I'm going to get a little extra lighting in here. The sun's kind of going down where I'm at, so I want to utilize the last of the sunlight before I have to turn a light on. Okay, so going from that, the Sega handheld being delayed. What did I even see how long they're delaying it for? But remains speculated back. They didn't really say. We're actively iterating and expect to have a new software build to test soon. Once we're satisfied with the visuals are clean and stable, we'll move forward with mass production. Good on them. Okay, what else we got? Ubisoft reportedly killed one of their biggest franchises. Ubisoft reportedly killed one of their biggest franchises, or at least was once one of their biggest franchises. Blurbity blur, IP fatigue, blah, 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 blah. And it looks like Watch Dogs IP is completely dead. Here's Watch Dogs. Check it out. Ubisoft's own website. And they're basically selling it for whistly farts. They're selling it for nothing. They're selling it for, if you click on this game, you own it prices. $5 for Watch Dogs 2. Fucking $9 for Legion. $5 for Watch Dogs. My bad, $7.50 for Watch Dogs 2. You could have all 3 of these games for less than $20. Oh, more, my bad. $22.50 or something, or 21. And everything else is cheap as fuck. So clearly not making any money on it. Looks lame anyway. Use your hacking abilities in a hyper-connected world where the city is your weapon. I don't know. I think maybe the first and second games were kind of popular in this series for the moment, but I don't know. Never really went anywhere. Final Fantasy VII Remake, guys. Part 3 has an official name at Square Enix. What? Reunion, I guess. I don't care. I bought the second game. I haven't even played it. I played it for like 9 hours and got through the grasslands, and then I got fucking bored. Like, sorry if you're a mega fan, but holy shit. I'm so sick of like grocery list games, like here's the new area, and now you have to go like pick this bird's asshole, and then it's going to fly to the next area and you have to pick its asshole over there too, and that's just going to be a continuous quest through the whole game where each area you visit you pick this bird's asshole every time, and it's like the same handful of quests, but it's you're in a different area. Like they even had like Ubisoft towers, man, which is another reason why it's good to see Ubisoft just losing their franchises. Get the shit out of here. Um, yeah, ugh, Lord. So the Guardian says this lady says she's launching a feminist video game website. I think it's going to do really well, guys. She says she's been a journalist since 2007, and there isn't much video game coverage that feels like it's specifically for people like her. I wonder why. Her and the 108 other people just like her. Whether you're reading about the impending AI bubble bursting or about the video game industry mass layoffs and canceled projects, 2026 does not feel like a hopeful time for gaming. What's more, game journalists, as well as all other kinds of journalists, have been losing their jobs at alarming rates, making it difficult to adequately cover these crises. Okay, Donald Trump's White House, meanwhile, is using the video game memes as ICE recruitment tools, and game studios are backing away from diversity and inclusion uh, initiatives in response to the wider world slide to the right. See, the funny thing is, it's not a slide to the right. It's just that people aren't afraid to speak up or speak their mind anymore, and they've lost their patience. They were already there. Like their values were already over there. It's just that the left slid so far to the left that the people who thought they were on the left ended up on the right because the other motherfuckers were miles away. Let's see. The manosphere is back. Now, that's great. And we've lost the mainstream feminist websites such as Teen Vogue. How is that a feminist website, man? Like, what a weird name for a feminist website. It seems misleading, doesn't it? Bigots everywhere celebrating what they see as the death of woke. Put it all together, and we have a dismal stew of doom for someone like me, a queer woman and a feminist who's been a games journalist and critic since 2007. Here's the thing. This lady doesn't give a shit about any kinds of video games. She probably has like 2 pet video games that she loves. It's probably like Animal Crossing and like one other cozy game that she's played. She probably has no actual video game skills, and the only reason she got into video games is because she didn't have the required nepotism to get into actual journalism with an actual like big name website or publication. She couldn't hack it doing that. She didn't want to like make the tiddlywinks that they pay teachers, because the teaching is a pyramid scheme. You're just teaching people to essentially do a job that doesn't exist, which is be a scholarly critic. And you choose to be a scholarly critic who is obsessed with one particular lens, that lens being queer theory or gender theory, whatever you call it. That's your lens, and maybe Marxist lens on the side. Those are your 2 glasses. That's what makes up your glasses, is Marxist theory and your queer theory. And you take those lenses and you use those lenses to read into everything. So no matter what, it's like if you ever seen the movie Pi. He like the older mathematician is talking to him about like 213 steps to the corner. I can't remember if that's the number, but 213 steps to the corner. 2 minutes and 13 seconds to make your coffee. Like you see it in everything. And some of these people that are like captured that have been captured by these lenses, let's say. That's all they see in shit. And this lady never cared about any of this crap. She just cared about those lenses, you know? And the only other type of journalism that she could stick herself into was video game journalism. So at some point, she posed as some kind of gamer because she liked 2 or 3 games. And ever since, she's been imposing her ideologies on the industry. When it's not, she doesn't give a shit about the industry. She's just using it as a vehicle to push her propaganda and to push whatever she's trying to be an activist about. And it's good that she's self-aware enough to know that like her day in the sun is done. You know, like let's see what this load of garbage continues to tell us. Everything I just listed off in that paragraph speaks to the urgent need for something different. This is why I'm launching a gender and identity focused gaming publication called Mothership. It's already creepy sounding, man. Like if it's about lesbians, there's not really a lot of mothering going on at all, is there? And then if it's supposed to be aliens and motherships, like what's the implication there? Like none of it's good. Anyway, it's independent and worker owned, and it will rely on subscriber support to exist. In other words, it won't exist. Mothership will focus on reporting on the good and the bad of modern day game making, alongside investigations, reviews, criticism, and historical deep dives into games and developers who have paved the way to now. It will be a website for people who read the news. You stupid fucks. Who read the news with dread, including gaming news, and worry that Gamergate got what they've always wanted. And it will be a place for readers who wish there was something like Teen Vogue, but for gamers, and without a corporate owner to kneecap it. Okay. After all, the last 2 decades have been a lot of actual valuable change, and modern games are evidence of that. We exist now in a gaming world with more female characters, more non-binary characters. Hey, I don't care. I'm good. I'm not going to give any more time to that. Yeah, that was that awful bullshit. So, Mothership, look forward to that. They're still trying. There's still people out there trying to do stupid woke shit. So rest assured, it's going to be okay. Yeah, I guess not a lot of interesting news. That Beast of Reincarnation game looks all right. Maybe keep an eye out on that. There's some interesting indie games on the way, but I'm not really going to like snoop around for those too much. One thing I will do for a moment here is highlight an indie game that my brother, I'd been seeing it for a hot second, and then my brother mentioned it, and because he did, and I had been looking at it, I was like, shit, why not buy it? It's only like $6. But it's Vital Shell, and it's a little bit like Vampire Survivors, but you're in a mech, and the whole aesthetic and vibe of it is PlayStation 1. So I'm going to finish up my stream by playing this for 30 minutes or something like that. Yeah, so I thought I'd go over some interesting bullshit news today, and then hit up some of this Vital Shell. And if you guys find the game to be interesting, maybe you want to check it out too. I'm going to try to figure out where I can orient my, let's see here. All right. Here we go. God damn it. I thought I had the controller set up. Okay, cool, I did. This is cool. Check this out. It's got like an instruction manual, or a player's guide, I should say. Yeah, so I played this just once. Alright, I'm just gonna get into it. I think this is the only one we can select to start with, and I think this is the only one we can select to start with as well, so we're gonna do it. Oh, hold on. Just want to do something real quick here. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, the game does have sick tunes. I do really like the, I think I might be able to just hold the shoulder button. You can use the right analog stick to attack enemies. Whatever, we'll try Skyfall Mortar. And if you just hold the right trigger, you'll automatically target the nearest enemy. Or you can use the analog stick to fire. Yeah, and look, there's a stamina bar. Once it's full, it allows you to do a dodge. The enemies kind of stay right up your ass. I guess power's gonna do it. Might as well be lifesteal. To the hand of justice. I wonder if, like, when you level up, is it only between levels, or if I actually collect enough of these, will I? I guess regen, right? And potency. And drain? Jesus. I already feel like I'm becoming OP. It's like bowling. Bowling for baddies. Get fucked, motherfucks. You know, I feel like if you're gonna have a robot moving around like this, why bother even having it, like, be shaped like a human? The legs are never even facing in a human direction. I guess more damage. And speed. And damage. You know, considering I have like 3 life replenishing abilities, I should be gaining my life back pretty quickly. So this is a little different. Like, you're surviving these waves as opposed to, like, sure. Yeah. Yeah, you're surviving this shit. It's not really necessarily about killing all the enemies. Like, once you survive the wave, you get all the experience. I do like the music. I'll just be curious to see how like the meta progression works into everything. I guess I'm gonna keep going with damage, man. No. Oh, lordy. Yeah, you know, so far the game's pretty fun. I'll be interested to see, like I said, like the progression. Definitely say, like, the combat itself, a little mindless, but decent for a $6 game. Sure. Okay. Damn. Wait, did I like automatically shoot? Was I just deluding myself into thinking I was shooting? I wonder if I can, let's see here once. R2 is special. Word. So... When did I ever use a special? Oh, there we go. I have a special. Okay. That's the special. Word. All right. More destruction. Oh, damn. Cool. I'm into that compression, son. Get fucked. Hey, there it is. Gravity well. Get fucked. Yeah. No, bobos. Oh my god. Alright, we get him lined up real nice. Ooh. Man, I got power-ups for days, dog. Hold up. Oh. It's gone. You're gone. Get gone. Get fucked. Bye-bye. Okay. Another special. There it is. Game's getting a little more interesting. I gotta keep getting those specials, though. That's where it's at. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna keep the beam going. Keep the beam going. Physical? I guess. More health. Gaze of Ruin. I'm into it. Sounds like a fucking magic card, man. Gaze of Ruin. I like it. Or if it was like actual gay dudes of ruinous intent or something. Gaze of Ruin. That's kind of funny to think about. It. Hold up. These gravity wells are starting to like kill as many guys as my special, man. It's like taking out some swaths of enemies. Swaths. Get fucked. Get fucked. Get fucked. Get fucked. Get fucked. Get. Oh, I used them all. Here we go. I got another one. Get fucked, boys. Okay, these guys are just appearing behind me now. I'm doing pretty alright for my second go, man. Word, okay, so attack speed. We're gonna go with the Gaze of Ruin, dude. I gotta say, the music's pretty sick. It is pretty satisfying seeing that many of them die at once. Yeah, we just keep going with Elemental. Go with the Gaze of Ruin. More attack power. This is good. I like when they come in little clusters. The fucking gravity well attack that I have is devastating to them when they're bunched up like that. Yeah, so if this is a little wonky, if like my stream is chugging and shit, my apologies, because I'm recording and streaming. I wanted to try it out so that I could post it later on my other channel. But yeah, if it's just gonna cause my shit to chug, I'll know after this stream. So Meteor, hell yeah. There it is. Yeah, that meteor move is pretty funny. I'll give this game's got a pretty fair amount of variety of attacks. Not only that, like your primary weapons have an interesting way of upgrading. Ah. Damn, dog. These guys just spawn on top of you. Yeah, hold up a moment. I just want to see okay. Attack speed, right? Damn. Potency, my lord. Skyfall mortar. All right, I'm going to see real quick. All right. I think I'm going to stop the regular recording there to see if it functions decent. So this will be the end of the video if I do post it to YouTube. So those of you that end up watching it on YouTube, thanks for tuning in. And yeah, hell yeah. That'll be the end of it. I got to turn the light on over here because it's finally gotten dark. We got the purple. Close is blind. What? But yeah, that'll be it for the YouTube side of things. I just want to see if things run a little better because